It has never been easier to get your podcast on YouTube. So today, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome back to Magnetic Pod. Today is basically, it's probably going to be a really short episode because it is just a public service announcement to let you know how easy it is to get onto YouTube. Hello, I'm Olivia D'Souza. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm a content and podcast expert. I support visionary entrepreneurs and leaders passionate about living with purpose. Join me as we explore podcasting, life, business, and authenticity. Subscribe for meaningful conversations with a business buddy who gets what it's like. Welcome to Magnetic Pod. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be, like a snake. So if you're not on YouTube already, it is super easy. All you have to do is head over to, first thing you have to do is go into your website host and make sure that your email is associated and visible in your RSS feed. So I use Buzzsprout for most of my clients. So if you navigate to wherever your RSS feed is, for Buzzsprout, it just has something there that you can click on to enable it to be visible either temporarily or all the time. Perhaps you might want it temporarily if you don't want to be spammed by podcast managers and all sorts of people wanting to reach you. Or you can just have it visible all the time or just temporarily. So you can look on your host where that's visible or just contact support for your particular host if you can't see where to do that. But you've got to have the email associated with your RSS feed visible for this to work. So once that's sorted, you can head over to YouTube. Now you need to do this on the desktop. I have had a look on the app, the Creator Studio app or whatever it's called. I can't remember exactly, but I can't find a way to be able to do this on your phone. So you'll need to get onto your computer and go to YouTube. On the top right, you can navigate to the Creator Studio. From there, you can go to content and then create a playlist. And within those options, you'll be able to see something that says to set it as a podcast. And the simplest thing to do is to scroll to the bit that allows you to insert the RSS feed, and then you copy that across from your host to that spot, and then you'll just click through, next. It'll get to a place where it sends an email to the email address associated with your RSS feed. So you'll have to look for that email, check your junk folder if you're not seeing it come through, and verify that, and then keep clicking and follow the prompts, and that is it. The podcast, so put all your descriptions and everything in there, put your name exactly, name the playlist, the exact same name as your podcast is on your platform. So don't add the word podcast if that's not part of the actual name. Make it exactly the same. And once you've done that, you're away to go. There is a spot there where you could put a thumbnail. Generally, people just use the same as what their actual podcast artwork is, and that's what's used. So it's just a square image that comes up as the thumbnail. If you want to manually change them later to be some fancy thumbnail, you just need to do that within YouTube. But if you just want a easy set and forget method, it'll just be whatever artwork you set there, and generally you just use your podcast artwork. So yeah, what I love about this is that it's basically a permission slip that says that it's okay just to put audio on YouTube. Having learnt lots about YouTube, I know that there's a strategy around YouTube where visuals are important, where doing trending content and all this sort of thing is important, where it may need to be highly polished with a perfect background and zoom in, zoom out, motion graphics, all this kind of thing. But by YouTube allowing you to use an RSS feed, it's like a permission slip saying that they are actively supporting just audio podcasts. So I think this is wonderful news. It's a permission slip to just get your podcast there without having to be a perfectionist and without having to necessarily go down the route of doing YouTube as a YouTube strategy. That's a whole other thing. You can find another podcast episode if you scroll back where I have talked about YouTube as a strategy, where you have to look at content and the kind of topics that you talk about and all these sort of things a bit more in depth. But this is really fantastic news if you simply want to benefit from the SEO, and it's obviously one of the biggest platforms in the world, one of the biggest search engines. And so if you haven't done it already, get your podcast over there. Stat. If there's anything else that you want to know from me, you just drop me a line. Livy, Livvi at livymusic.com, or leave a comment below. If you are listening on YouTube, you can do that. And I'd love to hear from you. See you next time. Bye. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be. Like a snake, I'm shedding my skin to be my one next level me. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be. Give you whiplash when you turn around and see me go again. Next level me. It's time to be. Hello, it's Livy here. Have you ever wondered about what the key elements are that make a podcast truly stand out? Or maybe you're thinking about starting your own special podcast and feel a bit overwhelmed and don't know where to start? Well, I have something for you. Introducing the Ultimate Podcast Checklist. Da, 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 da. It's a step-by-step guide that covers everything from the initial brainstorming to advanced growth strategies. It's the perfect companion for both new and seasoned podcasters. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Da, 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 da. To grab your copy, simply head to the show notes of this episode and you will find a direct link there, and then away you go. Remember, every podcast started with that initial spark and the right resource. So let the Ultimate Podcasting Checklist be yours.